moment to remember, the day we'll never forget. Pictures of resilience in the face of terror, and the words that brought a divided nation together.
I can hear you, the rest of the world hears you, and the people who knocked these buildings down will hear all of us soon.
But over the past 24 years, perhaps we have forgotten the outpouring of compassion, courage, and unity that overtook the country right after the attacks.
And let's be advised, UVU in Orem has had an active shooter at the Charlie Kirk event.
The murder of conservative activist Charlie Kirk causing an even bigger rift.
They did cause this. That type of rhetoric, you calling people fascists, you basically saying that we're Nazis, taking away people's rights.
Oh, please. Right. Why don't you start with the President of the United States, right? And every ugly meme he has posted and every ugly word.
A more perfect union further split into Republicans versus Democrats.
There's a lot of the people, I think, that find pleasure in stoking that fire, and it's dangerous.
And coming together is what we ought to be doing, not pointing fingers of blame.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us here tonight at 5. I'm Jessica Ralston.
And I'm Mike McCarthy. Tonight, that shooter who killed conservative activist Charlie Kirk has now been on the run for just over 24 hours.
Take a look at your screen. The FBI releasing images of a person of interest last seen wearing dark jeans, a black long sleeve shirt, and a black hat and black sunglasses. Charlie Kirk spent his entire adult life as a political activist, becoming one of the most polarizing figures in modern day politics.
He gained a very large following touring the country and speaking on college campuses, including at Ohio State. Steve Levine spent the day there talking to students about what his work meant to them.
But first, we'll begin here with that massive manhunt for the killer. Jacqueline Lee reports.
New developments in the manhunt for the person suspected of gunning down 31-year-old Charlie Kirk. The FBI releasing these photos, asking for the public's help in identifying the person of interest. The FBI analyzing a bolt-action rifle. Officials in Utah say they discovered in the woods, believed to be used in connection with the shooting. They're looking for any possible DNA or fingerprints. Multiple law enforcement sources telling ABC News it was wrapped in a towel, with a spent cartridge still chambered and 3 unspent containing what law enforcement officials describe as transgender and anti-fascist writings. Law enforcement has not explained what that means or whether those markings were meant to misdirect investigators. Authorities combing through video from the scene, including this one, which appears to show a person on the roof, according to sources familiar with the ongoing investigation.
After the shooting, we were able to track his movements as he moved to the other side of the building, jumped off of the building, and fled off of the campus and into a neighborhood.
Kirk was shot and killed during an event at Utah Valley University Wednesday.
I was 15 feet away, and it was really hard to witness. As the guy said, shooting or shooters or something like that, you just hear the gunshot and I'm sorry.
Kirk founded the conservative youth organization Turning Point USA, a memorial growing outside their Phoenix headquarters. There was controversy over many of his viewpoints and comments, including about the LGBTQ+ community, single women, and Jewish people. President Trump today saying he will be awarding Kirk the Presidential Medal of Freedom.
I have no doubt that Charlie's voice and the courage he put into the hearts of countless people, especially young people, will live on.
A source confirming to ABC News that Vice President J.D. Vance will be meeting with Kirk's family here in Utah before taking his casket on board Air Force 2 back home to Phoenix. Jacqueline Lee, ABC News, Orem, Utah.
Charlie Kirk did focus so much of his efforts on inspiring young voters to get involved in the political process.
One of his first appearances at Ohio State was in 2016 when he participated in an WSYX town hall on getting out the young people vote. Tonight, Steve Levine talking with OSU student political leaders about Kirk's impact on campus.
It's utterly shocking and absolutely heartbreaking. Ohio State University College Republicans Chairman Keegan McCauley still in disbelief over the shooting death of conservative activist 31-year-old Charlie Kirk, known for welcoming political debate on college campuses with those of opposing views.
He broke the mold by saying, I'm going to go straight to the source. I'm going to go to these college campuses where a lot of these people don't particularly like me. They don't particularly like what I stand for.
OSU student Democrats telling us everyone now being impacted by the rise in political violence.
It's happening to both Democrats and Republicans. You know, we see it with Charlie Kirk. We see it with lawmakers in Minnesota. And so it's very alarming.
It was a 22-year-old Kirk appearing at the Ohio Union back in 2016, participating in an ABC6 town hall to get out the young people vote.
I believe that everybody should have the freedom of religion. You shouldn't have that interfered. However, let me ask you a question. If you own a business, should you be forced to do something that's against your religious belief? I believe that violates your religious liberty and freedom.
And as law enforcement continues to investigate if Kirk's death was politically motivated. This next generation of political leaders telling us a top priority for them now, keeping the peace while debating divisive political differences.
The vast majority of Americans could get along regardless of their political creed.
Lower the temperature and really come together and find common ground, because the only way that we're going to improve things in our country.
Kirk was last in Central Ohio just a few weeks ago when he spoke before Delaware County Republicans. He was scheduled to appear in Cleveland later this month. In Columbus, Steve Levine, ABC6 News.
Attacks on our political leaders are on the rise, and it's not just one party that's being targeted, as the Republican governor of Utah pointed out.
Our nation is broken. We've had political assassinations recently in Minnesota. We had an attempted assassination on the governor of Pennsylvania. And we had an attempted assassination on a presidential candidate and former president of the United States, and now current president of the United States.
In April, a man set fire to the governor's mansion in Pennsylvania. He was arrested, accused of going after Democrat Josh Shapiro because of a belief that Shapiro wants to exterminate Palestinians. Then in June, Minnesota State Representative Melissa Hortman, a Democrat, and her husband were both killed. A Democratic state senator was also hurt.
President Trump was targeted twice last summer. One of his attackers is on trial right now. Nancy Pelosi's husband was attacked with a hammer in their home in 2022. And January 6, 2021, a mob of people broke into the U.S. Capitol going after Pelosi and then Vice President Mike Pence because he wouldn't overturn election results. There are a lot of tough conversations to have because of all of the political violence. Kids are naturally curious and they don't process information the same way adults do. Ronnie Dunnigan had an extensive conversation today with mental health therapist Ariana Gallagher on our YouTube page.
When you're talking about something like Charlie Kirk and what happened to him yesterday, how real can you get when you're talking to kids about things like this?
Whatever we can do to stay factual and to sort of affect label. So be able to say, yeah, what happened is really sad, and invite kids to share about how they're feeling, what their reactions are.
You can watch Rodney's entire 15-minute conversation right now on our YouTube page. They talked about a wide range of topics related to political violence. You can go ahead and watch that at any time.
Today marks 24 years since the September 11th terrorist attacks. You are taking a live look tonight at the 9/11 Memorial in New York City. 19 terrorists hijacked 4 planes that day. The first flight took off at 7:59 in the morning from Boston. American Airlines Flight 11 was headed to Los Angeles. That flight crashed into the North Tower at 8:46 in the morning. A short time later, United Airlines Flight 175 crashed into the South Tower at 9:30 a.m. And then at 9:37, American Airlines Flight 77 crashed into the Pentagon.
2,977 people died on September 11th. The North Tower burned for an hour and 42 minutes before collapsing at 10:28. The South Tower collapsed at 9:59.
And here's a look back at the scene from where Flight 93 crashed. It is in Somerset County, Pennsylvania. This is a look at the memorial as well. The Twin Towers collapsed that day, of course. And a short time after that happened, on board that flight, Flight 93, 40 passengers and crew on board fought those hijackers on board that plane. They were able to thwart an attack over on our nation's capital. The plane crashed near Shanksville, Pennsylvania. It's about an 18-minute flight from D.C.
Here in Columbus, hundreds gathered this morning at Ohio Stadium. The mission tackling 110 flights of stairs at the shoe, symbolizing the 110 stories of the World Trade Center. Terry Sullivan reports.
It's a good opportunity to come out here and remember that you're part of something much bigger.
John Palmer, along with hundreds of others, people from the community, ROTC members, police, and firefighters, up bright and early at Ohio Stadium with one thing in common: to run 110 flights of stairs. The stair climb symbolic of the 110 floors of the World Trade Center towers.
Give memorial and thanks to all that served in remembrance of September 11th.
The stair climb, a powerful reminder of the heroism displayed by firefighters, police officers, and others that day.
I was in a landscaping class in high school. Yeah, learning about plants and shrubs, and then got the news, and the time we wheeled in the TV on a cart and watched it all unfold.
The Ohio State University's ROTC September 11th Memorial Stair Climb has been around for 4 years now, and each year the number of participants gets bigger and bigger.
It was 24 years ago, and a lot of the people, especially the students and the team members, were not born yet.
Major Brian Conway is the executive officer for the ROTC at Ohio State.
The other important part is making sure is that we still have this every year to kind of focus in and remind them, like, hey, this did happen. And when you didn't live through it, like a lot of us did that are a little bit older, it's hard to put into context what that actually meant for some of us, especially for those that served and for law enforcement.
Conway says the stair climb is a meaningful way to remember the brave first responders who sacrificed their lives.
Thank you for watching the ABC6 News YouTube channel, bringing you breaking news, stories, sports, and original content throughout Central Ohio. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe as well so you don't miss out. ABC6 News is on your side.